I am Philippe McCoy, I'm a French director. I begin to meet the situation of ethnic Russian in Latvia, where I begin my documentary, and I met there several characters, and I followed them for 2 years, and now I am in that train for Donetsk in order to follow one of them, because he, like many of his compatriots, decided to go and fight for his right. He's a surgeon, he's called Sergei Matasov, and he's a man of a lot of dignity and honor. All his life he's been trying to develop some research concerning the colonoscopy material. He was prevented from doing that because of his ethnicity. He always refused to become a citizen of Latvia because he thought that it was a right for him to get that citizenship. So because of that, he was stopped all his subsidies to make his job, and he was a desperate man. He was living in Latvia, always trying to develop his research. I mean, from a board of 20 people that he had before, he's now restricted to only work in his apartment with his wife. So I've been very touched by that man, because now he has decided to go and help the wounded people in an hospital in Slaviansk, where he stayed during all the fights. I had many times his wife online, and she was really worried about him, but he would have not gone for any price. So now that the pro-Russian lost Slaviansk, is back in Donetsk, and I plan to meet him in order to understand what has been his choice. Why did he decide as a surgeon to go and get involved in a war? It doesn't go together, the fact of saving life and being involved in a war. But for Sergei, I will tell you when I get there, but for Sergei it is a question of the dignity of his right, his family. So I'm expecting to find the man and try to understand all these things, and then after I go back to Latvia and to understand if it's possible that this type of situation that goes in Ukraine carries on in Latvia or not. Voilà, c'est tout. C'est bon.
Do you think that your thoughts, your point of view is not usual for modern Europe?
In Europe we get very limited information about what's going on in Ukraine. I'm very shocked as a European citizen that there's an internal war going on in our continent, and there's so little talked about it. There's really hardly any information, and when you got information, it's sort of given that you got the good on one side and the bad on the other side, and nobody tries to go further there. And it's as if because you got propaganda on one side that it denies the right to get any sort of opinion that will explain why people care about their culture, their values, and the fact that they are wrong or right in fighting is another debate. The essential question that needs to be asked is why are these people fighting? Is it on their own will? Is it orchestrated by power, by governments? But altogether, this is a situation of people who've been going through centuries, through very difficult time, and that are now trying to have some what they got left, their culture, their values.
What do you think the role of European politicians in the ruin of stability in Ukraine?
I think it's really hard to have a positive opinion about the European politician in general. I mean, it's like what was going on in Serbia, and all this time. I remember when I was a kid in Serbia, I was quite shocked about like all these discussion about postponing discussion and discussion about trying to do something, and it's better to say that we're not going to do anything, or that we're going to come, but to always postpone the decision and say there's going to be resolution, there's going to be sanctions, there's going to be things like that. It's just a way of postponing the evident lack of courage and lack of politics. Yeah.
I think the Ukrainian new president's looking like a little douche.
Yes, that I don't have opinion about him. I don't know him very well, to be absolutely honest. I know that it's a transitory government, that it's a government that is carrying all the turmoil and problems that happened in the past. It's also a nation that will construct itself again, so the fact that it is extremism that are taking advantage now is normal in the course of the history, I would say.
What do we think about these people who fight against Nazi invasions on the west, on the south, Vostok? Vostok.
Восток, Ост.
Ost. On the Ost.
I wouldn't really take your word, because again I'm not very easy at ease with the use of Nazi. That really refers to a certain period of history for me in a very specific context. But the fact is that fight is it needs to be explained a bit further. It's not like the evil against the good. It's not the terrorist against the other one. It's some people that are fighting for one reason, and I think that reason should be investigated more than just presented as a just terrorist or rebel. Yeah.
Official Ukrainian propaganda calls these people who we call separatists, terrorists, Vatnik, Colorad. They never call them people. They thief.
Yes, I think it's one propaganda against the other. I mean, on the other side too, when you watch Russian TV, you have also propaganda saying that there are Nazis everywhere, and I don't fancy this type of comment, and I believe that there is some deeper understanding that needs to be made concerning the situation.
They stand before a regular army, with the tanks, with the heavy artillery, with the aviation, with the helicopters. They have nothing. And they stay. Are they heroes?
Yeah, there must be some sort of camaraderie and some sort of real strong resistant feeling amongst these people, and it's really indeed extremely courageous to fight in these conditions. The fact is, I suppose, that they count on the flow and the weakness of the governments, but it seems that in the last days they've been using all the weapons they got, and then I believe that if it carries on this way, there wouldn't be a lot of resistance in the coming weeks, even. At least from what I heard on the news I got from the characters that are involved in that war.
You're not afraid of being in a battle situation, the war situation in Donetsk? You don't afraid of it?
No, I'm not afraid. I basically try to do my movie. I try to tell the stories of people who have the courage to fight and to get involved in these things, and I think it's my role as a documentarist to follow them and to carry on telling their stories. If I am afraid, I suppose it's probably because I've never really been in fight situation, hardly. So maybe I will tell you different in a few days. But yeah, no. For the moment, I'm there to just and understand the role of that man. Who against is not there to fight; he's there to save life. In a way, it's a bit of the different angle. Yeah.
As I understand, the humanity above all. The humanity, first of all, above all.
Yes, it is. It is humanity. It is humanity, and as I told you before, this one of the characters. Also, she's a very old Russian woman, and she's like 97 years old, and she's been going through so many wars, and again, when she's just about to die, she just gets again that war coming there, and she's got a little son who is wanting to go and fight there, so she doesn't want him to do, and what she does now, and I'm going to see her after, is that she's going to go and see the grave of her father who died at the Stalingrad battle. And this is from one war to the other, but it seems that it's absolutely no end in that resurgence of war all the time, and that woman's got a lot of humanity in the way she deals with things. She's got like two lives, and the second life, it seems that she's been very much thinking about the wiseness of all these things, and her father's always been like presenting Latvia to her as a safe place, you know. During the Stalin time, the Stalin War, when she was a kid, he told her before going to war, if you want to be safe, go to Latvia. That's where things are always good for the Russian people. And after she's been in Latvia, when she stayed there she realized that it wasn't a safe place at all again, and that she was annoyed because of the fact that she was Russian. And it's terrible to annoy such an old woman, to just like go and get problem to her when she's just like deserves some rest at some stage when you reach this reasonable age.
Do you think that we live in the pre-war times?
I wouldn't have the ability